Every anime season, there are a handful of anime that get quote-unquote slept on, or just missed. And one of those for me was Odd Taxi. However, that's not what we're talking about today. There's already a fantastic video on why you should watch Odd Taxi out there on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, go look for it. But of all the anime that came out this year, one that I slept on was Mashiro no Oto, or Those White Notes. Now, I say slept on, but in reality, that's not the full story in this case. When I originally saw Mashiro no Oto pop up in the seasonal charts, I was like, oh, it seems just like Kono Oto Tomare, but like maybe not as good. And I don't think I was wrong in that assumption, because after having watched it very recently, I think I'm not too far off with that. That it is just like Kono Oto Tomare, just not quite as good in my opinion. But why? Well, it starts out really good. I really enjoyed the first half. It's a lot of fun. It's a good story with some good music and some good characters that have some pretty decent developments. However, when we get about halfway through, that would make sense, given I said I liked the first half. But the second half, things just kind of get weird. Some of the developments that happen feel unnatural and forced just to fill time or get them out, because certain characters need to develop in a season. It felt weird. Like, really weird. And also some of the choices the characters make toward the very end, and some of the things they say and do, they're mainly side characters that do this, are very, very dumb. And like, bro, why are you assuming why a certain character's acting this way instead of just, I don't know, asking them? You know that they wouldn't do this normally, but whatever. The thing with this show is that it is pretty similar to Mashiro. Fucking hell, and Jesus, it's pretty similar to Kono Oto Tomare. However, they are intrinsically quite different. Kono Oto Tomare is about a group of characters primarily, whereas Mashiro no Oto primarily focuses on our main character, Setsu, and his development and growth to understand his sound, as well as to, grow to understand and interact with other people. As through his entire life, his inspiration and his end goal has been his grandfather, and he hasn't really been interested in or interacted with much else. And the series begins with his grandfather's death, and he leaves to go look for his sound, and he goes to Tokyo, and the story ensues from there. I won't tell you much about the story. I really kind of just want you to go experience it yourself if you haven't already. Same with Kono Oto Tomare. I've already talked about that in the past. I talked about the manga, but I absolutely love that series. But Mashiro no Oto, it's good. Like, I won't deny that it has quality, and that the music and the sound design is absolutely fantastic, especially when they're playing the instruments, as you'd expect from, an anime about music, specifically the shamisen. The music, particularly when playing the shamisen, would be really good, and it is. But how do I phrase this? Something just didn't quite hit the same with this series as it did with Kono Oto Tomare. And I know comparing series isn't exactly fair, because they're different series. They're aiming for different things. They're trying to convey different things. They are inherently completely different stories. But it's very hard for me to separate these two when they are as similar as they are. There's a club, play an instrument, a Japanese instrument that is relatively unknown to outside of Japan, I assume, and they go do stuff, and they're an relatively unknown club, and in their club there is one person who is quote-unquote misunderstood and really good at the instrument, and the rest are, not as good, and then there is also, in the case of Kono Oto Tomare, one absolute prodigy, which again also lines up with, Mashiro no Oto. But they are also different, as I said. One focuses on a group, and, well, instead of focusing primarily on one character, it focuses on multiple people in the club, whereas Mashiro no Oto is primarily, not exclusively, but primarily focused on Setsu, the main character. And I feel maybe that is what made it not feel as good, because it was, a lot of focus on one character. And if you didn't really mesh with that character or like them that much, then you probably wouldn't have enjoyed the story. Not that I didn't like Setsu, but it's more that I didn't like him as much as I did any of the members of the Konoto Tomare cast. And also, given that Konoto Tomare was 24 episodes, not 12, it had a lot more time to flesh its characters out and have the developments that happen occur more naturally. Whereas in Mashiro no Oto, it's kind of rushed, crammed into 12 episodes, and it's understandable that certain things wouldn't come across as happening at a quote-unquote natural speed when they have half the time to convey potentially the same amount. But obviously I don't know, I can't compare source materials, I haven't read Mashiro no Oto's manga, I believe it's based off a manga, but yeah, that's all there really is to it. So I can't compare them one-to-one like that. I can only compare the anime in this case. But it's not exactly fair, as I've said. But if we look at Mashiro no Oto standalone, it's not bad. The music is fantastic. The characters, they're not bad either. However, there are a few developments that happen that feel incredibly unnatural and incredibly forced toward the end of the second half of the season. Well, just the second half of the season. That just kind of felt worse than the first half. And a few character decisions I also just felt were dumb, but that's by the by. Also, Setsu's mother and his dad, they're pieces of shit, but if you've seen the series, you'll know why. You'll understand. But yeah, Mashiro no Oto. I kind of slept on it. It's good, and I wish I'd watched it when it came out. However, do I think it is some standout hidden gem? No, not at all. You're better off watching Konoto Tomare, in my opinion, if you're looking for a music anime about a club playing an instrument and trying to rise up the ranks, per se. Although that's not exactly what Mashiro no Oto is about, but you catch my drift. Anyway, if the audio in this video sounds different, it's because I got a new mic. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Well, I say new mic, got a new headset, so I'm trying to figure some stuff out. So apologies if the audio this time is a bit jank, and maybe for the next few videos. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell, and with all that said, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I'll catch you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.